the way. The green one for the next slide, right? Yep. Uh, Super. Great. Thanks. So to the bit of goosebumps sort of moment, hearing you speak, talk, the vast expanse of erudite topics, one after another, almost sapiens type of feeling I got. And I was looking at the fellow panelists that you are not leaving too much for us to cover, but thanks for the wonderful kickoff. My name is Sunil Mishra. I work for a real estate services company called Anarock. I'm the CEO for growth businesses, which is a funny title, but I launch new businesses for the group. And I have been in a 35% CAGR sort of environment. And that possibly explains my presence on this wonderful summit. I'll use the word goosebumps again. So the Topline Summit is again a goosebumps sort of place for sales and marketing leaders like us to stand in. And I echo the thoughts completely of Doc that about how sales was not taught in a structured way in business schools. It was all marketing. And when you hit the world, 90% jobs are sales. So thankfully, we'll be able to do some justice to the panels. I'm going to talk about some revenue strategies for resilience in disruptive times. I've sort of paraphrased the topic a bit. I'm also the Chief AI and Strategy Officer, a hat which I'll wear for a 12:30 panel. I won't go into AI too much here. Though when we come to disruptive times, we'll have to talk about AI. I'll talk about ACT, which is AI, climate, and trade and tariffs, which are the three sort of almost a three-headed monster of turbulence that have been injected in the environment. This is my disclaimer and proud claim that AI used in making this zero. So this was last night. And Sharon, I don't like you for pulling me in 3 days back on this. But this is completely, I have not touched Claude or Chat GPT here. What I'll be doing is I'm a big fan of Sapiens and all the books that Dr. Batra spoke about of big history. So I'll just go back 20 years and talk about 5 disruptions that have happened. Coming to the current disruption, which is sort of going on right now. Is it better? Yeah. Thanks. Super. Fantastic. So I'll just take you through the 5 disruptions. And if you see the dates, except for 2011 to 13, possibly you'll be able to guess the 4 or 5 cataclysmic events that have happened. And I even have a y-axis. Surprise. My engineering right brain doesn't sort of let me leave without putting a magnitude of business impact of all these. But I'm not here to teach history. I'm here to talk about 5 experiences that I had. I worked for a telecom company, Bharti Airtel, which was the most exciting startup in the history of India. And then I worked for a BFSI company. I was the CEO of a wealth management business for about 6 years for a stockbroking company. And last 10 years, I've been in and around prop tech, tech-enabled real estate. So these examples are from my experience as a chief sales officer, chief marketing officer, a CEO, and how that particular company did a counter sort of a strategy to fight that particular business impact. In 2008-09, global financial crisis, all of us greater than 40 years were hit by that. The telecom industry came back with a phenomenal product called Chota Recharge, a rupees 10 recharge. I'll talk about that, which sort of changed the paradigm of prepaid calling. That was to battle the falling usage because of the global financial crisis. 2011 to 13, BFSI, people would remember the equity market slowing down. So after global financial crisis, it had bounced up, and then it fell down again in 2011, 12, 13. So how did we change the revenue mix here as a counter to that as part of wealth management business? 2016, November 8 p.m., demonetization struck. In a real estate scenario, home sales stopped for the next 2-3 months, and as a sales and revenue sort of a leader, it really hit where it hurt most. So how did we bring a thing called price promise there? So these are strategies to battle disruptive times. We'll come to the current one very quickly. 2020 was pandemic. All of us have stories to tell and more. Digitalization of sales is the simplest 1 minute sort of slide that we will go through. And finally, today, please see the y-axis. And I might be biased by recency, as most of us are. But I've put the ACT, which even Dr. Batra spoke about, the AI, climate, and T is the tariffs and trades or geopolitics or Iran war, the oil, INR. Like, it seems to be a bit of a hard movement for us. And what do we do? That's what we'll discuss quickly. And I think we're going to discuss that throughout the day. So I'm almost setting the groundwork for that. In my mind, it's a pretty huge sort of thing that we are going through right now. And climate has not even hit us, guys. We were waiting for climate and AI. We got hit by Trump. So far, just geopolitics has really gone up in our heads because of recency bias. When climate starts hitting, El Nino starts hitting really hard, then we'll be scurrying around for strategies in our businesses. So that's the vast expanse of 20 years. I keep on joking. I was joking, Dr. Singh, that at this age, if they call us, we'll talk about 20, 30 years. We won't talk about 20 months. And we have learnings from everything. And I'll spend one minute on each, possibly leaving it up for Q&A at the end. 2008-09, slowdown of global economy started, Indian economy started. To our surprise, our CEO, Manoj Kohli, told us that, hey, our usage is going to slow down in telecoms, and we thought we were blessed children of the new economy. 2002 to 2008 had been a golden bull run for mobile telephony in India, and it actually started slowing down as the marginal customer started getting inactive, and the ARPU started falling by 1% a month. This is the first time that the Indian telecom sector had faced this. This Chota Recharge was launched a couple of years back, but it was really sort of promoted during this time. A 10 rupees recharge. So in 30 days, you had to spend 50 rupees to be a mobile customer at that time. That was brought down to 10 rupees. And Bharti Airtel itself had a 2000 of customers who were spending 11 rupees to 40 rupees, they migrated down to 10 rupees or 20 rupees possibly. So there's a huge revenue sort of a loss. But the long-term strategy was to get 100 million customers into the fold and stop 50 million from falling because of the GFC. So that played out in the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. We added 100 million customers as an industry in the next 18 months. And these customers came in and graduated upwards. So basically, the strategy in such times is disrupt yourself, grin and prepare for the rebound. It's a pretty, I'm taking a 20-year perspective, it's a very seminal sort of thing which happened at that time, almost killed some of the players. And so that's the global financial crisis. The 2011 to 13 equity crisis, Sensex fell by 25%. It's a minus 25% in 2011 after a 78, minus 57% in 2009 and bounce back, or rather 2008 and bounce back in 2009. Equity investments, which are slow, almost ground to a halt. People stopped investing in equity. I was the CEO of a wealth management firm. It was job threatening and life threatening for me at that time. So we didn't roll over and play dead, right? If people are not buying equities, we figured out some other non-conventional products. We figured out a real estate financing non-convertible debenture, and it had all pros and cons. But at that time, it grew our revenue 3 times in the next year, in 2012, and 50% again. So from a 10 crore sort of a small business, we went to 70 to 80 crore in the next 3-4 years, and this is commission. So you multiply that at 50 to find out the volume, the rupees crore of the rupees crore of assets that we intermediated. So that showed the resilience of the model. Investing consumers want returns, not a product. So we have to think beyond sort of the box, if we may, and look at strategies to solve such disruption and pain in the market. Demonetization, sudden announcement happened. people started expecting home prices to fall by 30%. Some smart media guy wrote that real estate has cash and cash is gone. There's 30% cash, hence the price will fall by 30%. Completely gobbledygook of analysis and conclusion, but it was out in the open. Who wants to buy a home which is going to be 70 rupees 3 months down the line or 6 months down the line? No one, right? So home sales stopped. Home sales in December and January zero. Again, we couldn't roll over and play dead. First of all, we looked at adjacent markets. If India was going down, we went to Dubai. We started selling virtual reality and 3D solutions big time. We started analyzing the data. This is something which we'll talk about a lot in other panels, at least in the 12:30 AI panel. We saw that the searches, the Google searches and housing.com searches for homes fell in November, and then by December, Jan, it came back. But when we double clicked, we figured out the rental searches increasing, not buy. So the smart thing was to push rental products more than buy products at that time. The point is that don't panic, analyze data precisely, and then find the right solution at that time. And we launched something called a price promise. I'll show you that in, So the team has put together this. So yeah, that's the number of searches in India on internet, which is about 30 million searches. It fell in the week of demonetization, but after a couple of months, it came back. So a sort of a more sort of a not ardent student of data would have rejoiced. The data is back. But when we double clicked, we saw the rent data was rent searches are going up and the buy and sell was constant. And hence we did the rental product and we launched the price promise that if you buy now and if the prices drop, we'll refund the price back. It was a pretty strong back-to-back promise that we did. And thankfully, the prices did not fall. If it had fallen, I would have lost my job. But the price promise, this was a full-page ad that we ran for developers. I hope this is not going to fall. Is it okay, guys? Is it a rain? Fantastic. Moving towards the end of the slides, pandemic, everyone sort of got locked down. Home buyers. So I was in the home real estate sector by that time. Home buyers could not reach site visit. No sales without site visit, right? Even if it's on PowerPoint, you want to go to the land and see where the nala is behind or where the cemetery is next to it, right? Otherwise, you won't buy it. No site visit again. This was pretty easy. We created a virtual conference sales process. A lot of us did. So I'm not saying it's a out of the box thing. So we digitalized the home purchase. We started tracking VCs done as a new KPI. Again, talking about sales metrics, etc. So while site visits done was an old metric, we started VCs done. And we started collecting VCs. So we did 1,000 video conferences lockdown. And when we opened up, we almost closed 500 sales over the next 6 months from those 1,000 VCs. So if we had just sort of sat back and said, hey, to nahi hone wala, hum mar gaye, we wouldn't have got those 500 sales. And clearly our market share went up from 4% to 8% in that time, which meant that everyone was not doing this. Some of us are doing that. We recommended Zoom Room. This was my personal sort of recommendation to the industry. So I'm pretty proud of that and not so proud as well. We said, hey, you guys need a Zoom room, a room to do your meetings. So 2 BHK went to 2.5 BHK, 1 BHK went to 2 BHK after that. There was a big sort of a boom. The last one was a joke, but it actually sort of in Bombay, many of us don't have servants' rooms, even though we can afford it for a lot of reasons. Servants' rooms entered into luxury apartments, and the joke was the rooms. We actually recommended कि आपका 2 servants' room होने चाहिए if you have a five bedroom apartment. And lo and behold, you go in Lower Parel today, there are luxury apartments and multiple servants' rooms. So all this was a bit of an output of necessity. This is a virtue which make out of necessity, and these are the rebound strategies. But coming to the end of the discussion, and today, if VUCA had any phase to be spoken about, it's today. While it was coined 25 years back by the army, the volatile, uncertainty, chaotic, ambiguous nature of environment is manifesting itself in our faces today. I speak about the collapse of the World Trade Order, which I think Dr. Batra spoke about. There are wars in Russia and West Asia. There's an iron ore crash. Oil has sort of oil prices have gone up. You won't even remember that in May 2025 we had a Pakistan-India war. May 2025, the 4-day war. The other things have really overtaken sort of events of that magnitude. You won't even remember there was a Gaza war happening. Like things are coming like furiously and fast at us. There is a big geopolitical sort of a negative geopolitical ecosystem which has been built up. And the point number two is the silent assassin. So while this is happening, Gen AI and AI are redefining processes, fine, products and sectors. Pretty disruptive. So when sectors start getting disrupted, when Uber, Ola came and when Zomato, Swiggy came, those were sort of examples of sectors being disrupted. But AI is now really doing that again. And as marketeers and sales leaders and CEOs, we need to keep our eyes and ears very close to the ground on this. Yeah, sorry. So this all is a lot. What some of us are doing is the last slide, or if time allows, possibly one more slide on human strategies. It is crazy times, but strategy is not so crazy. 1995 to 2005 was the golden age of BPR, the business process reengineering. It is back, but AI enabled this time. In fact, on my panel itself, there are two strong AI, enterprise-wide AI transformation specialists who are evangelizing this. And this is pretty important. Each and every process of yours has to be reimagined using AI. We have done it in Anarock. I'll talk about it in the last 30 seconds. Oil has become important, but this data and oil sort of joke is now no longer a joke. Data is still crucial. There's a data AI flywheel. You are using data to build AI models. The AI models are talking to conversational chatbots, and a lot of data is getting created, and this data is coming back into the models, and that's the whole flywheel. I have built one in my current company, and 30% of homes sold in Anarock are assisted by AI now, after 2.5-3 years of sort of insistent working on that flywheel. People are building tech products and shipping them real fast. This is like goosebumps again. Sorry, the third time. But people who built Swiggy or Blinkit over 3 years with a 50-member team, there are guys who are there are two guys who are making it overnight in 2 months, guys. So this is something really special which is happening. If you haven't done this, you have to reimagine all your softwares afresh. You can do it. No, don't worry about the legacies, and you can actually build your systems real fast. And you have to use this to revisit business model, new products, new segments, new geographies. You can sell remotely. You can sell in a SaaS way, and each of these phases is built on the shoulders of the earlier success, right? So internet is there now, SaaS is there, AI is coming on top of it. So that's the explosive nature of that. And on the may be dead, but global diversification is not. It's a must. Like in investments, we have started. My portfolio is 20% international, 80% India now. It was 100-0 just about 2 years back. Similarly, businesses have to have a globally diversified sort of a canvas. This one is my favorite. That we have to reach out to competition. We have to see adjacent plays. You have to see synergies. So again, going back to the telecom industry, they had done a tower sharing paradigm about 15-20 years back, which was awesome. While they were fighting on the battleground at the sales side, they shared the telecom towers, the passive infrastructure, and lots of capex was saved. And so big guys like Idea, Vodafone, Airtel formed a sort of a tower sharing mechanism, which was pretty cool. And then, of course, built for Gen Z, using Gen Z. A lot of people have learned this in the last 10-15 days. And when I say Gen Z, so the 380 million Gen Zs, 300 million alphas, 400 million millennials. I told my batchmates, I am a IMB 95 grad, 31 years. 87% people are younger than me in India. Like it's pretty, and I feel like super young. I've just run a half marathon and come here, but India is like mind-boggling. 87% people are younger than me. You heard the numbers: 380 Gen Z, 300 Gen Alpha, 400 Millennial. उनका add कर दे, it's 1.1 billion out of 1.4. So gone. And there's silver segment coming up. Rupa Kudwa, Crystal wrote about this some time back, which Tom Peters has been saying in the US. Hey, the silver segment, the ones who worked hard like us and who have money, you need to build products for them as well. So a bunch of stuff I have said. I have done 80% of that. Hopefully, I'll do some of that in the coming years. On the people and customer strategies, these are old world strategies. I wrote this in a blog 10 years back. There is always, in such disruptive times, there's panic among your people. You have to over communicate. There's confusion among customers. Meet up with as many as you can. In case of right sizing, the humane and human part, which is going to be more and more sort of in play in this AI world. So right from the beginning, my chairman and I have kept the North Star as 30% efficiency increase, and we have thought about redeploying the call center guys into sales right from day one in our first blueprint. So we have never said that we are going to use AI to reduce people. India is great. India is growing at 8-9% GDP. Companies like ours have to grow at 20-30% GDP. So 20%, 20-30% CAGR. So we need to use AI to increase our revenues rather than going for the last man's jobs. Upskill your workforce is super important, and a lot of people have given lip service to that. But call center to sales, analyst to strategist, and CEO to AI evangelist. Your job is also not so secure. All of us have to be AI evangelists and AI promoters. Yeah. So that's about it. I sort of spoke about a bunch of topics. I think Shubhojit is looking restless, so I think my time is up. And Shubhojit, you can come and relieve me from here. Yeah. I'm happy to sort of interact, but possibly at a later time.
Maybe since you have 4 minutes as per the time that's been
Seriously,
allocated. Yeah, that's there. So if anybody is willing to ask a question, please feel free to raise your hand. Otherwise, you can take the questions offline and we can move on to the next panel discussion as well. But because he's been very kind enough, please, we would like to use the 2 minutes.
And I would like anyone to answer it, because anyone in the group, everyone is equally sort of equipped.
No, hi. Morning. My name is Sanjay. Sunil, been in the markets for almost 27 years plus now. But one question which reverberates, and maybe if you ask me, it literally disturbs, is a serious issue of skilled manpower. I'm from financial services. I'm sure many people will be from here. You've been in financial services. You've been part of, the Airtel obviously, and the Anarock now. How does somebody develop that? Because at the end of the day, whatever you might see the cycles, and cycles are becoming shorter. How do you develop that? Because I don't see any national player, maybe industrial house, something who can actually develop that. Because finally, last slide I saw, yours also talking about however technology can come in, AI can come in. I mean, finally, you need people to sort of drive that as well. So, do you have any view, or anybody else has any view? Yeah.
And the question is, how do we develop more skilled power,
There is a serious gap for sure. Right. I mean, last 4 years, I've taken some 520 interviews.
Right.
I think 80% I took 5 minutes to, of course, I took time.
Right.
But my mind, it was clear 5 minutes, I rejected them.
Right.
Now, how do I do that?
Right.
You know.
On the assessment side, again, whatever the 520 interviews you did could have been done by an AI agent first, and you could have done 100. But that's on the assessment part. The pool question that you ask is like clearly out of syllabus for me to answer. But I get you. The 11 lakh engineers coming out and the 2 million grads coming out every year. Clearly, there aren't enough jobs for them, which is a problem that Dr. Batra mentioned. But you are saying, hey, they're not of the right quality coming out. And hence, corporates have to put training programs to solve that. But hey, I think more and more of those will be trained through AI in the coming years. Because there's a problem of teachers as well. Why are great students not coming out? Because there are no great teachers. And I've seen a bunch of the Khanmigo type of products, which are sort of addressed towards teachers, the first skill gap. There are, government has done a bunch of stuff, which is clearly not good enough. But there are policy decisions that have to be sort of played at multiple angles, and people like us can just support that.